Uh-oh, Daddy's thinking again.
That's right, the old brain box has been whirring again. I think you'll like this project, so stay tuned and see what I get up to. But we're using a bit of everything, lasers, resin and the lathe. I started this project months ago when I first got the laser, and here you can see I've been cutting out these shapes on the laser, and this is the Diwali laser I got back in December last year. This was before I'd built the housing for it. So you can see there's the design on the MacBook, and that's all connected up to the laser. And I think I had to use 2 or 3 sheets applied to create all the pieces I needed. I overcomplicated this project really. I used different pieces for different layers of the design. I could have probably got away with just printing a whole load of these pieces. But here you can see just peeling off the unrequired bits. I stuck this down with double-sided tape just to keep it flat. Here's a waste block of sapele. I put it on in the SC4 chuck, just marking out the diameter. This is to match the circular patterns I've cut out on the laser. Just checking that, and then I'm drilling out a hole down the middle and creating a dowel to fit this hole. It's just from an old scrap piece of wood. Ignore the holes that are drilled in it. That was from a previous project. Just checking the fit. Turning it round just to finish off my dowel. Just using a skew. Putting on my block of sapele, bit of CA glue. So I've got my spindle now to thread all these bits of plywood on. These first base bits, they're just, like I say, they're going to form the base of my design. CA glue to fit them, just lining up the holes. The holes are going to carry the resin down through to that waste block, just so it all bonds together nicely. Periodically I'm bringing up the tailstock just to apply pressure, just to make sure it's all properly seated. And here I'm creating my design, putting all these different bits on until I've got this lovely zigzag pattern. All looks a bit black at the minute because that's where the laser's burnt the edges. Hot glue gun, mould maker's best friend. I'm using recycled HDPE here just to make my mould. Lots and lots of hot glue to form a good seal and make sure it stays in place. I also taped it. Then we're on to the resin. This is Opticast 3000 and some Mica Powder, which I've not used before. And I got all this from MBFG, MB Fibreglass. Carefully weighing out parts A and B. This is a PU resin, clear resin. Really good stuff. This is my favourite deep pour resin. Really good. Now I'm adding some mica powder. I'm not sure how much to add here, having not used it before. I was probably a little bit too economical with it. A little bit goes a long way, but I was trying to create a translucent effect, but I could have probably added a little bit more in hindsight. Just pouring it in, and then it's into the pressure pot. So here we are, just tightening down the lid, and then it's connected up to the compressor, and it's pressured up to 60 psi, and the compressor's left attached the whole time that the resin's curing. And I actually put this in a heated cabinet while it was curing as well, just to ensure a good cure. I left it in there for a good couple of days. If the pressure drops, the compressor automatically kicks in and repressurizes it, or maintains the pressure anyway. Here I'm just peeling off the HDPE, which has got quite good non-stick properties really, so it peels off quite nicely. And there you can see the purple resin. Then comes the fun bit, turning it back, just parting off that bit of dowel, and I'm using my Easy Wood tools, which are my favourite resin tools, and this is with a negative rake tip on this one. It gives really good cuts on resin. no chipping out with the negative rake tips. Once you get chipping out, it's difficult to get rid of it sometimes, so if you can avoid it, that's the best thing. But, yeah, some lovely shavings coming off. You don't quite get the long ribbons on a job like this because it's part plywood and part resin. Gradually giving it the shape I'm after. You don't want to be too aggressive with this because, like I say, you want to avoid chipping out and things. If you're turning resin and you start to get chipping out, then stop what you're doing and do something different. Otherwise you can chase the chips deeper and deeper. But here you go, it's come out really nice. The pattern is emerging. Very pleased with that. And a little bit of slow-mo. Get some nice ribbons off the end because that bit's pure resin. I was going to cut this bit away, turn this bit away on the end. That wasn't going to be part of the design, but I decided to leave that as a feature. So it's got sort of a purple resin rim to it. Bit of slow-mo. Got to have a bit of slow-mo. And yeah, nice coating all over the camera. I did have to keep clearing off the camera. But these negative rake tips from Easy Wood Tools really do the job. It makes it very pleasurable turning these sort of plastics or acrylics. It can be a bit upsetting if you start getting chipping out. Here I'm starting to give it a bit of form, making this sort of barrel shape. And then it's sanding. Then some cellulose sanding sealer. This is Chestnut Products one. And this is to seal the wood, not the resin. That doesn't need it. But you can see the design really pops now. And then Yorkshire Grit, which is an abrasive paste. And I put a liberal coating of this on and then work it and work it. It gets finer and finer until you get this lovely polish. Worked very well on this piece. Yeah, I was really pleased with how this came out, and it opens up a lot of possibilities. See, I found this tiny little drill bit, which I'm just using to start the hollowing process. Most of the middle of this is plywood. I purposely did that to save on the resin. Then we're back with the Easy Wood Tools. This is the number 1 hollower. It's got a very small tip on this, and that's another negative rake tip. And you can see my little light on the, well, you can't really see it, it's on the back of the tool rest, but that lights up inside your project so you can see what you're doing. Plenty of vacuuming with the old cam vac, just getting rid of all the debris that builds up in these things. And here I'm just using that tool rest light just to check my wall thickness. And you can see it's quite thin now. I was very pleased with the effect this achieved. I still could have added a bit more mica powder. I'm just carefully inspecting this for ridges and things where I haven't quite gone through all the plywood layers I want. Back onto the tool rest. But these little lights are from WoodArt Products. I'll try and put links in the description to all these various things I use. This is a bit of acrylic lacquer here. Just car body spray really, clear coat. And this is just to give the inside a glaze. It's quite difficult to get a high polish inside without risking hurting your fingers and things. So I got it very smooth and then just finished it off with a quick spray. Here I'm shaping the base. And just creating access so I can get a nice flat base to it. This is the Easy Wood Tools number 1 hollower again. It's one of my favourite tools really. And then parting tool. This is a carbide parting tool. Creating clearance as I go. And there it is, the finished article. A few stills of it. But really happy with what I've achieved here, and as I said earlier, it really opens up a lot of possibilities. All sorts of designs are going through my head as to what I can do with this. So it will be featuring again. Many thanks for watching. Back soon with some more videos.
More rubbish coming soon.
If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It helps me out a lot. Thank you very much.